So, I had a young brother hit me up. He just, well, I don't know why we always say he just had a baby. The woman he impregnated just had a baby. He is a new father. And he hit me up like, yo, I hate badass kids. What advice do you have for me as a new father? You know, I know you have kids, to where I don't have to deal with having no badass kids. I said, damn. Alright. So I figured I would make a video in response to that question, just in case there are other, parents out here, fathers out here having or having these type of worries as opposed as your kid being bad, quote unquote bad, and things that you could possibly do in an effort to prevent you from having a quote unquote badass kid. Now, first of all, just the message alone is that what can I do to prevent having badass kids? That's the first step, is right there, knowing that it's the parent's responsibility. Because people act like bad is a genetic marker of some sort. Like, that's all on parents. It's how you rear your child. And we know the classic debate on whether it's talking is better for these damn kids or whooping ass is better for these kids. That's always going to be people having their opinions about those things. I personally believe you need to bombard your child with both, depending on the situation, depending on what's necessary. But really, if you don't want a bad ass kid, it starts when they're young. There are certain habits that parents allow their children to have that manifest themselves in different ways later on. For example, a lot of kids don't have patience. You'll see kids that will try to wild out on you as trying to get them some food and things like that. They'll wild the fuck out on you. Now, some of us see this in the world and we'll be looking like, man, either we gonna say that's a badass kid or that's a badass parent. Me, I always say it's a badass parent. Because if your child acting like that, especially in public, that's behaviors you're facilitating at the house. If they can't wait, you ain't taught them to wait. It's not, again, behaviors aren't genetically passed down. Nor can it be assumed that a child is just going to break some habit on his own without y'all parents intervening. Patience is something that you can teach. Very simply. At home, you should be making your kid wait and be patient until they calm the fuck down before you serve them. Because you're merely a servant. I know you think you a parent, but you're a servant. A lot of times you're going to end up in the service industry. Because you're a servant. But what you can teach your kid, once they get to a certain age, which I'm going to look at and say about 6, up into 6 months, 7 months, they're going to start understanding, well, shit, every time I wild out, I get something. People assume that kids going to work their way out of this behavior for reasons I still can't quite figure out. But then you see the 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old wilding out all over the place whenever they're not getting whatever it is they want fast enough. And typically parents is scurrying, trying to hurry up and get it. Me, by the time my kids are 1, 2 years old, oh no, no. That behavior right there don't get you shit around here. Because you might be hungry, but you're not starving. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing about babies, they only have one range. Like, it's not like everything is panic. Everything is panic, from the smallest infraction to the largest infraction. Everything is the loudest cry a lot of times they can possibly create for you. Don't let that cause you to go into a goddamn tizzy, because it'll drive you crazy. Don't let that drive you crazy. They only got one level. And you can run around and try to do everything sometimes, and sometimes ain't nothing gonna matter. But you can facilitate the behavior of them having patience as you rear them as a parent. That's what you do that at home. By the time you and your kid in these streets like that, they should already have certain behaviors. They understand what to do, what doesn't work, what works. Because y'all, it's funny how we'll talk about how smart kids are, but then we act like they dumb as fuck when it comes to behavior. That's always been interesting to me. Like, people will say babies is smart and their kids is smart as hell, but then with behavior, we're like, well, they don't know no better. Yeah, they do. They know what you teach them. They know what you're teaching them. You not gonna wild out on me in public, motherfucker. I'll match your wild out. I'll take it up top for you. Promise you're gonna be more embarrassed than me. Bet money on that. They gonna fuck around and call the people on me. You wild out on me. Cause I'm liable to fuck a kid up in public, you see. But I'm still in that, I'm in that mindset. A lot of parents nowadays they don't have that mindset. They want to talk to the kids and stuff like that. And I get that, because I talk to my kids an excessive amount. I'm sure they get tired of hearing me give lectures, or have gotten tired of hearing me give lectures. But I feel like, kids need to understand what's going on before you go straight into ass whooping. They need to understand, especially when they get to the age where they understand what you're saying. Now, when they're young and they doing something, you like, you like, motherfucker, no, motherfucker. Parents always using that little light, dumbass voice. Like, yo, no don't even sound serious. No. It's no. That's all it is. It ain't no cute no. It ain't no nice no. It's no. If it's a behavior you don't want them to continue to do. If it's something you really trying to break, you don't do that play no shit. Because they think you playing. They hear your tone. Babies understand tone. They might not understand full-blown words when they're young, but they get tone. No. No, hell no. I don't believe in baby talk anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think it makes our kids struggle with language as they get older. But I damn sure, if I'm trying to be a disciplinary, I'm not no light disciplinary. I ain't no fun, fun-loving disciplinary. No. Hell no. Stop. And you give no and stop a couple times, the baby may continue to do the behavior. And that's where popping that hand comes into place, if you ask me. Now, again, other people, they want to, fence the baby off, or, they'll, put the baby in different areas where it can't be amongst everybody else and know how to act. Because the baby, some people say the baby always messing. My kids weren't messy like that. Now, they were messy as children, as small children, they were messy, but they learned, like, oh, no, I ain't supposed to fuck with that. I can't fuck with that. This is cool right here. He don't really do too much when I'm over here around this. But right here is, no, I don't like his tone. And this whole hand popping thing is really, it's some bullshit. I'm not trying to fuck with that. Kids ain't slow. You ain't got to punch him in the chest at goddamn 10 months. But they understand your tone. And if you touch that hand a little bit, you ain't got to kill them. But they'll know, well, every time I come around here, every time I do this, I'm getting this, this is what's happening to me. After you done said no in a chill way a few times, not in a chill way, but you done said no without popping a couple times. I still believe in that shit. And sometimes when they get older, you might have to whoop a little ass. Now you're going to be popping using your hand for a while. But you might have to whoop a little ass. If you know you done put down certain rules, certain boundaries, and they trying to play your face like you didn't, you may have to turn into a little ass. You may have to. It's okay. It happens sometimes. You got kids that get into this lying. They'll just do a whole lot of lying because, again, kids are smart enough to say, I'm going to say whatever I got to say not to get in trouble. Y'all act like they're dumb if you want to. Now, they lies are not good lies. Typically, they're really not worth a fuck lies. But they are cognitive enough, they are aware enough to know I need to do something to save my ass. I taught my kids earlier that you can tell a lie. I can't stop you from telling a lie, but it's gonna cost you. It won't be free. You won't be lying for free around here. Not to me, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful for you to lie to me. But again, these are behaviors that our kids have. Some kids are spastic. They spaz out. That's because that spazzing out works at home. A lot of times you'll see moms that will facilitate a lot of this behavior. They chalk it up as cute. They chalk it up as just something kids do. I hear people talking about babies have terrible twos and whatever 3s and 4s, and y'all come up with all these motherfucking terms to just say your ass not doing your job as far as disciplining your kid. And as a dad, you may have to battle with the mom a little bit. You may have to, y'all may be at odds a little bit. But if you know you don't want no badass kids with no fucked up ass habits, little silly ass habits that we allow them to carry throughout their life sometimes, let them grow out of, certain things. Like, no, I'm ready for this shit to be over now. That's on you. That's on you to fix that behavior. And sometimes you may have to battle with the mom, but that's a battle that you may have to do. And it's okay. Y'all may have 2 different parenting styles. Because a lot of people, you having kids with people, but y'all may have 2 different parenting styles. You may be, your kid's mom may be with the fuckery. They may fall for the puppy dog eyes and the, how you do with them eyes, a little sad face. That may be something that, mom may be a little weak for. And actually, fathers, with their daughters, they weak for this shit. I'm cold world. I don't fall for none of the shits. Kids got their little manipulations, but you got to be able to fight through them motherfuckers, man. You have to be able to fight through all the little subtle manipulations. They know they cute as fuck. Y'all won't stop telling them. So they're going to try to use a little sad face and look, I didn't even know. But you don't see nobody else in this whole world writing on the walls. But you didn't know? You had no idea? And this is up when they get to toddler age, Nobody else conducting themselves in this behavior at all. You have no examples of it. But you thought you was going to be the one to... Okay. Okay. That little sad face ain't going to work. Run me that hand real quick. It's going to cost you something because it's costing me. You see. It's costing me something. You write on these goddamn walls and shit like you ain't got no damn sense. And some people will let their kids terrorize their house. Their house will look like they got little kids running around being terrorists because they allow the behavior to facilitate that way. So you gotta nip that. If you don't want no badass kids, you gotta be strong in your resolve. They're cute, but you gotta nip that shit in the bud. Behaviors, habits, impatience, spazzing, all this little shit, you can nip all that shit in the bud at the house. It may take you some work so they understand where they at, whose domain this is. It's not your domain, baby. You was born, but you wasn't born king. Not around here. You wasn't born queen around here. This is my domain. And you have to be strong with that as a parent. Again, I know it's hard for y'all sometimes because they cute. I get it. And they be smiling and shit, little faces, right? But no, you got to be strong. You don't want your kid to have these type of habits. You got to break them habits. And it may come with some adversity. They may cry a little bit or whatever. But let them cry. They're going to be all right. They're going to know what the fuck going on around these parts, though, you see. Motherfuckers act like I did a magic trick to, have my kids perform at the level that they perform at. And I had to do some ass whooping. I had to do some hand popping. I had to do some lectures. I done did it all. But I knew the type of behavior I wasn't gonna put up with. And I'm a whole lot stricter than, you know, their moms at times. Or really most of the time, to be honest with y'all. But these certain behaviors that get facilitated, a lot of moms will facilitate those behaviors when they're young, but when they get a little older, oh, it's daddy's supposed to come in and do something about it. Then you're supposed to fix it if it's wrong, if it's causing her nerves to be broke down. Because a lot of moms don't know a lot of the behaviors that they allow them to facilitate when these kids is young, they only gonna tear your nerves up when they get older. Them your nerves. You gotta be preparing your nerves for life from birth. You give them, again, you can give your kid about 6 months of where you just, you with the shits. But man, by the time these kids start crawling and holding that bottle with one hand, oh, you grown then, shit. Oh, you about grown now. So now we're gonna work on all this shit right here. We're gonna get this together around the house. You see. You know. But that's all it is, man. Everybody got their ways. And I mean, kids have different temperaments. But a lot of times when y'all see kids wilding out here in public, they're being disrespectful, these are behaviors that have been facilitated since they were infants, since they were toddlers. This is the behavior that has been allowed to take place, you see. So they only doing what they allowed to do, what they've been allowed to do. While mom and or dad was chalking this shit up as cute, thinking the kid gonna grow out of it and all this other extra shit that we come up with, want to talk their way through everything. Sometimes you gotta put some consequence on that shit. And that's even with grown folk. You can give them verbal warnings. That's even with grown folk. At your job and shit, they give you some verbal warnings. But eventually they're gonna fire your motherfucking ass. You know. You can give verbal warnings to even the grown folk. Verbal warnings, but sometimes you gotta slap a bitch, don't you? Y'all, really? Y'all gonna act like y'all don't have to sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You can talk all day. And a motherfucker might take your kindness for weakness. And a kid will do that. They gonna take your kindness for weakness. But are you gonna continue being weak? Or are you gonna show them the fuck who in charge around this motherfucker? And who running the show? You see. That's what you gotta do. If you don't want badass kids, this is what you gotta do. And your kid may not have some of the issues that some of these other ones got, but when y'all see these kids, it's the parents every time. Mama and or daddy. And don't you see how these kids will switch it up? Ain't that crazy? They act one way with one parent, act one way with another parent, act one way with grandma, act one way. They know what they doing. They know what they doing. They know daddy not with the shit, so I can't really come over here and do that. But they know a lot of times mama with the shits, you see. And grandma most definitely with the shits. God damn. Grandma and them be with the shits. We'll make every excuse in the world for these kids being crazy like this. But these kids know, and that's how I know they know. Because they do different things, depending on what parent they're entertaining at the time, or what parent's taking care of them at the time. They know what they're doing. So don't let them fool you. But I really appreciate the message, man. I hope the video wasn't too long, you know. Hope it wasn't too long. But, I mean, I can say so much about parenting and different levels and things like that. But, you know, if you don't want a badass kid, you got to focus and be determined to discipline that kid. You got to discipline them. Basic psychology helps because you're dealing with rearing. You want a behavior to, you know, be what's out front. You want good behavior out front. I ain't going to say, you know, my kids don't ever get out of pocket, but now all I got to do is look up. Now, yo, you trying to get fucked up? Or no? No? Okay. Well, you know what's wrong, right? Yeah, you do? Okay, that's how I know I did my job, because you know what you're doing. Now you just need to stop. And see, that's the talk right there. See, now they done got to that age. Well, that's the talk. I done did all the talking I'm going to do. That was it. Now we tearing into ass on the next infraction, because I'm not going to just keep talking. Because you know what you're doing. That's why when you saw me, you froze up. That's why when you saw me, you stopped immediately. See, kids ain't crazy, y'all. They play that crazy card. You know what I'm saying? They ain't crazy. But Brother, I hope this helps. Congratulations on you having being a new father. Hopefully everything goes well between you and the mom. Hopefully y'all don't butt heads too much, because a lot of times the way children will put a wedge in a relationship, because people start arguing about how we gonna raise this child, what we gonna do. Hopefully y'all can come to a amicable situation, whether y'all live together or not. I didn't really get into I didn't get the details on that, but hopefully y'all can come up with a way to work it out as a team. But that's all the fuck I want to say. Anybody else that have any advice, if you got some kids and you got some advice for the brother, I really appreciate the message. But if y'all got any advice, leave that advice in the comment section. Y'all already know what it is. Follow me. Links in the description box. Donate. Links in the description box. T-shirt. Links in the description box. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all let them know we over here and how we doing it over here. This has been on another On the Road with Rob. I don't normally announce the On the Road with Rob part, but that's what this is. That's what this has been. And I know it was On the Road Rants. I had a lady. She hit me up in my comment section. Why do you On the Road with Rob? I like that better. I said, well, goddamn it, I think I do too. So goddamn it, now we do On the Road with Rob. So, mad love to everybody support these videos. Everybody's been watching them. I have people hit me up talking about this is how I get through the day, man. I love that shit. I'm here to help. I want to help us all get through these days. Here's some decent commentary about different topics. So, I really appreciate y'all's support. So, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out. So yeah, I felt like I needed to add this. Let me roll this up so y'all can hear. I felt like I need to add this because you do have a new baby. Alright? Understand that if the baby is held too much, that baby will act like it ain't even got legs and will cry like a motherfucker upon them being put down. I know it's tough, but you got to raise your kid. Again, this is when we get up to the 6-7 months range now. You have to put them down. They have to learn to be autonomous and just be able to sit and chill. All right? That's a valuable lesson. For y'all that done had kids and you picked them up and carried them too much, you know what problems you had with them. And here you are carrying a 5-year-old through the goddamn grocery store like they can't walk. Or still got them in a goddamn 10 years old in a stroller and shit. Don't carry these, don't pick them up, and don't hold them too much. Because that's going to come back to bite you in your ass. You can't get nothing done if you can't put your baby down. Alright? Now I'm going to leave y'all alone for real. I'm out.